Friends, talking about Navitas, I think I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if somebody's completely offended by that. Nvts, ticker for that stock, this company. I have been watching this for a while, and obviously I've been watching this because Nvidia made a hefty investment in this company a little bit ago. So that caught my attention. I went, well, anything Tesla or Nvidia puts money into, I go, well, what's going on over here? So I want to be very transparent with you, 100%. This is not a company that I have money in right now. It's not. The big but with the conversation of right now is that I am watching it like a hawk. There's things that I'm watching and I'm potentially going to make decisions on it here soon. So with that, here's the quarterlies that we are looking at right now. So Q1, this company made 14.2. Okay, they just beat it by that 0.2. Okay, so they hit quarterlies. Now obviously quarterlies have been up and down a little bit, but this year is changing a lot too, because the stock has shot up in price for one, and a lot of that is because Nvidia stepped in and made an investment in them. Okay, now this isn't unnormal for Nvidia. Nvidia does this with a lot of companies. They did this last year with SoundHound, and this is what really got that SoundHound cooking. You know, at the beginning of 2024, no one knew what SoundHound was. It was $1.50 at best stock. Then Nvidia rolls in and they make a hefty investment in SoundHound, buying a portion of stock in that. Then SoundHound starts to release really good quarterlies for 2024, and that continues through the whole year. Nvidia made another investment in SoundHound later that year, and then eventually before the end of the year they sold out of everything and walked away with a hefty chunk of money. Okay, but Nvidia can do that because they are the richest company in the world with a $4 trillion market cap. It makes sense. So with that conversation, this stock is being watched quite a bit. A lot of people are talking about it. What if it goes more? What is this next quarterly going to be? And that, for me, really is the next phase of this situation. We're talking about a company that, as of right now, is roughly making $10 to $15 million per quarterly. Not terrible whatsoever, but obviously would like to see a lot more. And that's kind of the range. That's a lot more than what even SoundHound was making, even this time last year before the heavy quarterlies came in. So kind of the same. I want to see what this next quarterly is going to be like, and it's coming out here August 4th. That's really what I'm looking at. What are they going to do on this quarterly? Now, obviously, there's a lot of expectation with this company because of, well, we know where all the money is being spent. AI, tech, chips, all that kind of stuff they're not slowing down. It's quite the opposite. It is ramping up even more. There is such a need in AI race that we have never seen as a human race right now. So big companies are going after it, little companies, investors from small to big, large corporations, anybody are looking at all these kind of companies to be a part of, use, invest in, whatnot. With Q2 here, undoubtedly, we could see if this company at least beats revenue again, it has a high chance to stay where it's at right now in this $7 to $10 range. I probably do believe that, okay? Now, if they do not hit quarterlies here, this will probably bleed back down maybe. I don't know that it'll bleed back down. And I say that because I don't know that it'll bleed back down because AI stocks are hot right now. In this stock, it's not like it's doing terrible. In this investment from Nvidia, it's a big whoa, look at me. And this company has been getting deals, okay? But quarterlies, yes, they are important. But much like even something like Big Bear, there's a lot of hype and expectation of what's coming with this stock in particular. That this stock is going to be something that next year really pushes into heavier earnings, okay? So, like I said, I'm watching this stock intensely right now, 100%. And I think too, what you're witnessing right now, it's gonna take more of this Trump bill to really unravel, 100%. Obviously Trump had his talk today in DC talking about tech. And Nvidia was there, AMD people, chip people, software people, Palantir, security people, all this stuff with tech in general. So however you want to slice that up. But two, I do believe that the market right now, we're seeing that the market is obviously very obsessed with tech. Investors are looking for the cheap tech stocks. They're looking for the ones that are about to blow up, the ones that are blowing up, and the ones that are fundamentally solid right now for, bigger long-term investments, okay? And maybe some swing trades out there for things that could be moving at a faster rate. Well, that's why we're talking about Nvts2 here, because it has potential to kind of do maybe a lot this year with volatile trading, but next year could be a solid play as we see it continue, maybe get into some heavier quarterlies here, and especially with having more push from Nvidia. I think too we are going to see this market really push more than what we can even imagine right now with tech, with chips even more. What we can know about the chip market right now, it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down, not even close. I think a lot of people thought coming out of last year with Nvidia making groundbreaking, movement just in 2024, that 2025 would somewhat slow down, cool down. Well, it's not. Nvidia's chips, their software, nothing is slowing down. It's honestly quite the opposite. And now we have, this high demand for chips even more. And now we're seeing, here in the United States, we're going to start manufacturing chips. So this is why the conversation of buying the stock now and sitting on it for a moment, if you're able and willing to do that and patient enough to do that, well, it's there. Listen, if this company keeps producing, just good quarterlies, that's all we need right now. This could be a play going into end of the year in the next year. Does that make sense? Where we're just seeing this company fundamentally survive on this, 15, maybe they can get to $20 million revenue range, but past quarterlies, does that make sense here? So, that could very much happen to where we just see this company kind of just push up little or by more here, going into next year when the crave and the hysteria is really kicking up here with a lot of these tech stocks even more. This year's so intense with it, I can't even imagine what next year is going to be. And two, I wouldn't live on a rock and be naive to think that Trump is not going to try to pass some other kind of deal, something with infrastructure, with money, tech, software, chips, all that kind of stuff. It's only been 6 months, it's July. So 6 months, what are we talking about here? Oh my God. Friends, listen, that's what I really want to say about this stock. I think that there's a lot of situation that something could happen here. Something could unravel. I'm not telling you to buy this stock 100 at all. I have not bought this stock, but I am watching it. I am watching it like a hawk. I've been watching it since Nvidia put money into it. Okay. And two, I'm not naive to think that Nvidia will pull their money out of it. Of course they will. They're not going to leave it in there forever. So that's more like, because they do that. Nvidia's been doing this. We've seen this do. This isn't like something new. Like, did you hear it? I've never seen them do that. Nvidia's done this. They do this all the time. They do it every year. They pick a handful of stocks and they push into them. Nvidia has money. When you got money, you can make more money off your money, and that's what they're doing. They're not dummies over there. Friends, take care. I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.